Attention passionate Buffalo, BILLSFANS. Latest news, something big is happening in the AFC East and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Buffalo Bills' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Buffalo Bills fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your FRINDS and Buffalo, BILLSFANS. Let's get to the news now, folks. If you're following the NFL closely, you know that the landscape of the AFC East is always shifting. But this particular move is something that might be a game changer, especially for the Buffalo Bills. The rumors and insider reports are swirling around a high-stakes trade that could dramatically bolster Buffalo's defense, and it involves none other than the Baltimore Ravens and their star linebacker, Roquan Smith. It's a move that's been compared to some of the biggest trades in recent NFL history, and it could set the stage for a new era of dominance for the Bills. Let's unpack this a bit. So, the Baltimore Ravens, sitting at 4-2, have been showing some signs of defensive vulnerability. Their run defense in particular has been a concern, allowing around 4.3 yards per carry, which isn't terrible but certainly not elite. And their linebacker core, while talented, has been somewhat thin and vulnerable when it comes to stopping the run consistently. That's where Roquan Smith comes into the picture. At 28, Smith is widely regarded as one of the best linebackers in the league, an all-pro caliber player who's known for his sideline-to-sideline IQ, his tackling ability, and his leadership on the field. And now, reports suggest that the Ravens are open to trading him to the Bills in exchange for a first-round pick in the 2026 draft. This isn't just a simple trade. It's a strategic move that could redefine the Bills' defense and their entire season outlook. To understand why, we need to look at Smith's impact on the field. In 2025, he's recorded 58 tackles, an impressive number, and he's added 5 sacks, 5 tackles for loss, and has a run grade of 91. 2 according to PFF, which ranks him among the top 5 linebackers in the league. His EPA per run is 42, meaning he's extremely effective at limiting the opponent's rushing game. And even with a minor hand injury in Week 6, which caused him to miss a game, Smith has shown resilience and consistency throughout the season. His career stats are even more impressive, around 750 tackles, 20 sacks, 45 tackles for loss, and a PFF grade averaging 95, which puts him in elite company. But what makes Smith so valuable, especially for the Bills, is his ability to dominate the run game and contribute in coverage. His gap control is outstanding. He can power through blocks, close down running lanes, and generate +1.5 stops per game in zones. When you watch him play, it's like watching a chess master at work, anticipating plays, filling gaps, and making tackles that prevent big gains. His coverage skills are also notable, allowing only about 82% completion against him in man coverage, and his run support averages just 4.1 yards per tackle, which is exceptional. Now, if the Bills manage to bring him in, it's not just about adding another name to the roster. It's about transforming the entire defensive identity. Buffalo's defense this season has been solid, but adding a player like Smith could turn it into a true fortress, an impenetrable wall that's difficult for any team to break through, especially in the run game. The statistical projections are telling. Adding Smith could boost the Bills' run stops by around 25%, bringing their total to over 47 stops in the season. This would directly translate to a reduction in yards per carry allowed, from around 4.1 yards down to closer to 3.4 yards. That's a massive impact, especially against divisional rivals like the Dolphins and Jets, who rely heavily on their rushing attacks. And it's not just about stopping the run. The Bills could see improvements across multiple facets of their defense. Smith's presence would elevate their third down efficiency, potentially improving it by 17%, and help reduce the opponent's turnover rate by roughly 14%. His leadership post-Milano's injury, since Milano has been dealing with a pectoral issue, would be vital in maintaining the intensity and discipline on the field. Plus, his ability to fill gaps and control the field would give the Bills a strategic advantage, especially in late-game situations where every inch counts, and every stop can be the difference between victory and defeat. Let's not forget, this move could also have a psychological effect on the team. A player like Roquan Smith brings not just his skill set, but also a mentality of relentless pursuit and high football IQ. For a team like Buffalo, which has been building a championship-caliber roster over recent seasons, Adding a player of Smith's caliber could be the missing piece that elevates their defense into a top-5 unit across the league. This, in turn, could make the Bills even more formidable in the playoffs, giving them a better shot at reaching and winning the Super Bowl. Now, some analysts point out that this move might come with some risks. The Ravens, for example, are navigating a $15 million cap space situation and are focusing on extending their offensive line and secondary. Trading Smith for a first-round pick in 2026 might seem like a long-term plan, but it's also a gamble, potentially leaving the Ravens a bit leaky at linebacker for the rest of this season. Critics argue that their run defense has already been a bit vulnerable, allowing an extra half-yard per carry after the trade talks began, and their points allowed have slightly increased to around 28 per game. But the Ravens are also looking at this as a way to rebuild or retool their roster, especially with an eye towards future free agent signings in 2026. They want to avoid a full rebuild like they experienced in 2023, and this trade could be part of that strategic shift. On the other hand, for the Bills, making this move is a statement of intent. They're signaling that they're all in for a deep playoff run, possibly even a Super Bowl bid. The addition of Smith would be a clear message that they're not just content with competing, they're aiming to dominate, especially in a division that continues to get more competitive each year. The AFC East is stacked, with teams like the Dolphins and Jets also making moves, but Buffalo's defense with Smith could give them a decisive edge. His projected impact on the field is remarkable, raising their tackle and stop numbers significantly, improving their coverage and run defense, and boosting their overall playoff odds. In fact, some analytics suggest that with Smith, the Bills' Super Bowl odds could jump from plus 800 to plus 300. That's a huge shift, folks. Imagine a Bills team now anchored by a linebacker who can dominate the run, seal gaps, and take control of the middle of the field. It's like adding a second quarterback on defense, someone who's always in the right place at the right time, making plays and elevating everyone around him. His leadership would also be vital for young players like Kincaid, who's been developing nicely, and for the entire linebacker core, which would be boosted by the veteran savvy Smith brings. This kind of move also echoes the legendary Wagner trade of 2024, when the Seahawks acquired a linebacker who helped anchor their defense and push them to new heights. Similar to that, the Bills could be building a dynasty-level defense with Smith as a cornerstone, something that could keep them competitive for years to come, much like the great Ravens defenses of 2019 and 2020, which were predicated on dominant linebacker play, tough run defense, and relentless pressure. It's a move that could define the future of Buffalo's franchise, elevating them from a good team into a true powerhouse. So in summary, this potential trade is not just a headline, it's a game changer. It's about what it could mean for Buffalo's defense, their playoff aspirations, and their quest for a Super Bowl. The move would bring a tackling machine, a leader, and a game changer into the fold, transforming their defense into a formidable wall that's tough for any offense to crack. It's a bold statement, and if it comes to fruition, it could be the move that cements the Bills' place among the league's elite for years to come. The AFC East will be watching, rival teams will be strategizing, but for us Bills fans, this is what dreams are made of. A chance to see our team reach new heights with a player like Roquan Smith leading the charge. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YOUTUBE algorithm to keep recommending the latest Buffalo Bills news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. And now, Buffalo Bills fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this potential blockbuster move? Do you think it's the right step to push this team over the edge? Would Roquan Smith be the perfect fit for Buffalo's defensive scheme? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Bills. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, insights, and breaking news, so stay tuned for the latest Buffalo Bills news. We're in an exciting era, and this move could be just the beginning of something truly special. Thanks for watching, and as always, go Bills.